Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Turin here, and today, guys, we're going to do a live battlecast versus New Bretonnia. So we're going to get Big Papa KHOLEK. This is actually a decent map for him against Bretonnia because, again, there's a lot of terrain for him to hide. I guess, quote-unquote, hide. He's pretty large, so we'll probably not get Star Crusher. Foe Seeker's okay, but honestly, more often than not, I actually forget to use them, so I think I'm going to opt out here. So we're going to get some Marauders. Obviously, Foot Squires are probably going to be the direction my opponent goes, so I think that the Chaos Marauders with the Great Weapons will be a pretty solid choice. So let's go ahead and go with the Lore of Shadows. Really been enjoying that lately. We'll go ahead and put him on a mount. We're going to keep the Mind Razor. We're going to keep Pit of Shades. And aside from that, although they're two very expensive abilities, although I guess Pit of Shades isn't that bad. It's only 14, so we're going to get that. We're going to get 3 Aspiring Champs to keep those Marauders fighting. And, you know, again, they're just a very resilient, infantry unit against Bretonnia, so big fan of those guys. On top of that, we're going to get a regular Dragon Ogre Shaggoth here to kind of pimp around with KHOLEK and do a thing. We're going to get some Poison Warhounds. We're also going to get some Dragon Ogres, and let's see what else do we want to get here. I feel like my infantry corps is pretty darn weak, so maybe I actually cut the Dragon Ogres. I want to keep the Shaggoth, so we're going to keep him. We're probably going to get 2 Chaos Warriors here, and we're going to get a Forsaken. I would really like to cut one more, and then if I can cut a little bit more money, somehow I can get that extra unit. I want to get like a second group of Forsaken. I really like to have 2 groups. The mobility is just so valuable. So let's see here. I could get some Hounds, but he probably won't bring missiles. I have a feeling it's going to be a very like heavy-duty Foot Squire army. But the reason I bring the Chaos Warriors is because they're a bit more of like an anvil. Like they can sit there with their 44 melee defense, whereas the ones with great weapons have like 34, and they're very like sturdy, and they can kind of hold the front line. And I know it seems weird to say allow your Chaos Marauders to do a lot of damage, but yeah, that's kind of the intent there. So let's see here. What else do I want to get? Yeah, it's tough choices, guys. I could get some Trolls. I feel like that could be pretty fun. Trolls hit hard, and, you know, I feel like I have enough unit density that I could get away with it. Granted, I'm a little bit far away from them, you know, as it pertains to their cost. So maybe I get some Dragon Ogres, or get some of these Marauder Horsemen. I don't know how good they would be. Personally, I don't think they'd be that great. So I could cut a group of these Chaos Marauders here, which would allow me to get another group of Forsaken. And then, yeah, I can just get, like, the cheapo ones and chevron them. It'll be one weak spot, but it really kind of accentuates my army there. So I think we're good to go. I think with the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, some Chaos Poison Warhounds, some Forsaken, as well as KHOLEK's mobility, I should be able to deal with any, like, cav threats. I mean, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. It is a nice trained map, so, you know, if he does have, like, a big missile presence, but honestly, I think the optimal build with Bretonnia is just to get Foot Squires, the Grail Reliquary. Green Knight's okay. I probably wouldn't bring it against Aspiring Champions. The Fey Enchantress is really solid. She's pretty good. Lore of Life, and then that Perpetual Drain and the -8 melee attack in the main infantry battle is really good, especially since Foot Squires are already so strong. Let's see. King Loan's pretty good as well. You know, they're all good. They're all good choices. I'm not a huge fan of Elberic. You know, he does have that anti-large bonus, I think, of 30, but it's really, like, even with that taken into account, it's not that much more than Lewin, and he doesn't have the self-healing, and I think his stats are also a bit lower in other areas as well, so yeah, we'll see what funny business our Bretonian opponent is up to, and let's have some fun, guys. Let's get down and dirty. So I'll be streaming this Sunday. Let's see, what time am I going to be streaming? I think it'll be 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So for those of you in Europe, it'll be about like 8 or 9 a.m. your time, or 8 or 9 p.m. your time, excuse me. So hopefully that works out for everyone. I do have something I have to go to later in the day, so it might only be like a 2 or 3 hour stream rather than the balls deep, 4 or 5 hour one that we've done in the past. Although I don't know if we've ever done a 5-hour stream. I don't think so. I honestly don't think my hands could handle it because I do have a bit of rest tendonitis. So, when I do play, prolonged periods of time, it's very tough on my hands. By the way, any of you guys who are tuning in, one of my buddies from college started a Total War channel. He's doing lore videos, all kinds of funny stuff. I'm actually doing a co-op campaign with him, and he's going to be publishing it on his channel, kind of exclusive over there. So if you guys want to check it out, it's Italian Spartacus is the name, all one word. And I'll go ahead and probably put a link in the description somewhere here if I can remember. Hopefully I can. But yeah, just waiting for my opponent to load in. Pretty cool scenic map. It's nice. Thank you guys for teaching me how to like hide the trees. It was so annoying. I honestly wish like I just had some sort of mod that would just like erase the trees. Like I don't care if they're there. Like I don't know. Yeah, just I hate fighting in the forest. But yeah, a bit of a potato action going on the other end. But man, the old world is so cool looking. Some of the terrain and aesthetics of everything. But yeah, hopefully the game isn't laggy. We'll see. Give me a little bit of time to chat with you guys, catch up. It's been some good times, but trying to make chaos great again, Yeah, I guess that's true in the American fashion there right now, unfortunately. So these guys will probably put, where do you want to put them? So we'll probably put them actually in the middle. We'll do something like this. I think this is probably fine for our main army, because they'll like help, you know, hold the main line. Even if the flanks crumble a little bit, that's okay, and I feel like that's a pretty safe position. So we'll put the aspiring champions kind of across the back line like so. Man, they're such a cool unit. I really like aspiring champions. We'll just put these guys in the back, just use them as like a fodder unit. So if he does have like a very heavy cav force, I could just like throw some Chaos Marauders into the dogs and, you know, just let them do the fighting. So we're going to put Big Papa KHOLEK and his guys there. We'll put this Chaos Sorcerer, kind of keep him with... Oh, did I forget to mount him? No, I put him on a mount, so that's what she said. Cool, so we're going to put the Forsaken over on the wings, like I always do. Very, very mobile, very quick. I want them to be able to plug in wherever they need to be. And let's get right down to business. So his army is actually bigger than mine, so interesting. So maybe he has like a Foot Squire core, and I would imagine some, you know, peasant mobs maybe, just kind of mixed in there. The peasant mobs will actually be pretty good fodder for the Chaos Marauders. Like, it'll take them a while to get through them, but the Chaos Warriors will cut through them very quickly. They have very, you know, high combat stats against non-armored units. Let's go ahead and see how much AP they have. So only 8. Let's go and see what the AP damage on these guys is. So 20, yeah, so pretty substantial difference there. So, all right, so looks like he's got some Battle Pilgrims. That's an interesting choice. And then it looks like he does have King Lewin. He has a Paladin up in the air. He has some Peasant Bows, actually. Oh, interesting. I haven't seen those guys in a while. So let's go ahead and pop lock that group. And I honestly don't mind running right into the forest here. You know, I can kind of just like play down here like this. And honestly, he has no good targets for King Lewin. I mean, he might try and like clip my wings or assassinate my sorcerer, but with this like Shaggoth Goon Squad, it's going to be very, very tough for him to do that. So I wonder what Lore of Magic he has. He probably just has Lore of Life. And he has, looks like he has some Halberds. He does have some Foot Squire. So I feel like my army's pretty well rounded and should do a pretty good job of fighting his. And pretty eager to see what cav threats he has, because, yeah, honestly, the Shaggoth is just such a monster, especially with KHOLEK. When they're just, like, beating on a target, they kill models so quick that Lore of Life, like, can't even really, you know, deal with it. So let's go ahead and see. He does have this El Paladin up here. Oh, it looks like he actually has a Potion of Strength. That's pretty interesting. So maybe he's going to try to get some, like, aggressive snipe again. He does have the ward save item. It looks like he also... And what are these? Yeah, these are the Battle Pilgrims. So the Battle Pilgrims, guys, you really want to make sure that they're fighting... My Chaos Warriors are fighting them. So you can see I do a little bit of a cross-check right here, and I'm going to have these Chaos Warriors engage, because the Chaos Warriors will just stomp on the Pilgrims. Pretty good, in my opinion. Or also the Forsaken, or, you know, something that you want to have them engaged. So we're going to go ahead and get them going here, and it looks like some arrows coming in. So these Battle Pilgrims, we're going to get these guys going here. We'll get the Marauders going over here, get these guys over here, and just start running the Forsaken. Oh, it looks like he does have some Cav. So we're going to pull the Questing Knights and get those guys ready. Maybe we'll pull those guys as well. Let's get these guys going here, get these guys kind of engaged over there, and these Forsaken can kind of scurry up here. So far, so good. We get a great engagement. These Questing Knights are just going to get put in an absolute trash can. So we're going to go ahead and use the Mind Razor on our Shaggoths here. Oh, this is just such a bad situation. So he's going to try and snipe out KHOLEK, which is fine. We're going to go ahead and use Lord of the Storm over here. These Marauders are going to fight Foot Squires, which obviously is in a great situation. But, you know, KHOLEK does take a bit of damage, but, you know, the rest of his troops are just getting put in a can, like, pretty aggressively, I would say. So we do have some Marauders around the back here, so I would really, really like to get into those archers. So we're going to pull these guys here and get these guys over here. And, man, yeah, we should probably have these guys go here and these guys go over there. So far, so good. So we're able to kind of rout off his entire cav force, basically. He is pulling some Foot Squires here, but we can honestly just go stomp them out real quick. And we're just going to kind of keep KHOLEK, you know, high and tight in a pack and just, you know, really, really goon it out here. So let's go ahead and just cast this Pit of Shades right here and see if we can do some real devastating damage. So, all right, so KHOLEK's in pretty good shape. My opponent probably just going to cycle charge and just keep diving him. And, oh, we get a great Pit of Shades. So we're going to turn and just focus, you know, King Lewin with all these guys. And it would be really nice if we had another Mind Razor right now. But now that our whole goon squad's in here focusing Lewin, I think we can probably just, like, trade pretty efficiently here. So we get a great Pit of Shades, does some massive damage. And, you know, we do have Forsaken and other troops here in the back line. So I think we're going to be pretty solid. So let's go ahead and get the Sorcerer in here as well, have him help out. And you can see King Lewin, you know, he thought he had that, but man, coming in against Big Papa KHOLEK and his, you know, twin bro over here is going to be tough. So, yeah, we're in pretty good shape here. The Shaggoth squad, we probably just want to be somewhat conservative with them. Let's get these Aspiring Champions over here as well to help out. Very important stuff. And, yeah, man, Lewin might try and come back in. It's going to be a pretty dicey proposition for him to do that. He does have some Halberds here right now, so maybe we go after this Grail Reliquary to help, like, crumble the rest of his line, and we'll go ahead and take the Sorcerer here. And if Lewin comes in again, I'm probably going to use the Mind Razor. I can overcast it actually too, which is going to be really strong, I think. So, yeah, oh man, he's going for it. He's going big. So we're going to go in here. We're going to overcast the Mind Razor right here on KHOLEK and his bros, and they're going to probably just chunk him out here. But I might actually lose KHOLEK, which is going to be pretty tough. But, you know, if we can kill Lewin, that's really good. And it looks like we do kill Lewin. So we're going to run KHOLEK away, put him in group 3, because that Mind Razor gave a huge 44% damage boost. And now we're actually going to be able to kill this Grail Reliquary. We're able to do some work in the back line. So let's go ahead and push these guys over here. That overcast, it also hit these troops. So my Chaos Warriors fighting there were, you know, substantially buffed as well. So we do have some Poison Warhounds. Let's go ahead and push them through to some of these peasants over here. Everything's looking pretty kosher. The balance of power is in our favor. We're able to kind of overwhelm the back line with some Forsaken over here. And, you know, at the end of the day, guys, Big Papa KHOLEK's in really, really good shape. So let's see if we can get a Lord of the Storm. He's kind of far away, so let's actually just run him over here. And yeah, I don't know if we'll have enough for any other abilities this game, but you know, hey, you never know. And the Warhounds are actually able to do pretty well because Damsels only have 15 armor, so it looks like everything routes. So guys, we did it. I've actually been using this build quite a bit, and I feel like it works. I mean, he had a Footsquire line, he had a pretty healthy little Cav horse, but honestly, I think that engagement with the Cav was a little bold for, you know, my likings, you know, as it pertains to what I would have done. But Marauders did an okay job. Forsaken got some decent kills. I mean, my infantry line didn't do anything exceptional, but you know, KHOLEK and the Shaggoths did really well. Lord of Shadows was very solid for, you know, he got a lot of really good charges and was doing huge damage to KHOLEK. But when we turned around there with that overcasted Mind Razor and just laid the smackdown, that was just brutal. So, you know, good stuff, good stuff. I like the idea that he mixed in battle pilgrims and also brought some pole arms. So he had some AP, you know, that wasn't, you know, your traditional Footsquire spam. So a lot of people might overcompensate for the Footsquires, and then, you know, this build would be pretty strong. So good stuff to my opponent, Dim Chris. Look forward to seeing you again on ladder, and I hope you guys enjoyed that Chaos cast. Have an excellent night and take care.